So, good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to this live session on Introduction to Cognitive Psychology. This is the third and last session for this course on Introduction to Cognitive Psychology. Following what we have been doing over the past two sessions, in this particular session, I invite you to ask questions related to the field of cognitive psychology and to this course, and also provide your suggestions and feedbacks that you may have about this course. So specifically, the target of this live session is answering questions that you have about this course or the subject matter that has been taught to you through the NPTEL videos on cognitive psychology. Now, there are three ways to ask questions. One is through the live feed, which is going on YouTube. The other is to ask a question directly from the chat box on the team program that we are connected to. And the third is putting a question on this live Excel sheet, which was circulated to you for asking the questions. These are the three ways in which you can ask questions directly to me within this session. This session is a 1 hour session, but depending on how many questions are asked and how many people are interested in doing it, we may cut it short depending on these parameters or these features. One more announcement. I'm proficient both with Hindi and English. And so if you so wish, you may ask your questions in Hindi and I'll be able to answer your questions in Hindi too. So if you are one of those people who would like to understand or would like to ask questions in Hindi or would like me to answer your question in Hindi, you may do so and I'll try my level best to answer questions to you in Hindi. So with that aside, that information, and with these few basics aside, let's start this session on Introduction to Cognitive Psychology, the third live session. And all those people who are connected to me right now through any of these forum, I'll ask them or suggest them to start asking the questions. Till the point of time that I have a question on the YouTube feed that's running, I'll take up those questions which have been put to me through this live Excel sheet. And as time passes by, as we have more and more questions, I'll start answering them. So let's start taking the first question that has been put to me on this Excel live feed. And the question states, which is asked by Ramesh. And Ramesh says that he is a pediatric dentist and he wants to know what are the different research options with cognitive psychology. Now, depending on what you would like to study in terms of the cognition of people, or I'd say since you are a pediatric doctor, so maybe children in your dental clinic, we can frame a research around it. For example, what comes to my mind right now is how much effect does fear have in terms of dentistry procedures, basically in children. So children generally get more afraid easily. The reason being that they don't have so much, I would say, exposure to the world, and so they get easily afraid of things. So you could look at the role of fear in terms of success of a dentistry surgery, or the role of reward in how it shapes your thinking process about dentistry surgery. And maybe those answers will help you formulate a more structured process of carrying out your surgery or carrying out your whole dentistry procedures or dentistry procedures with children. So that kind of research can be conducted, where we look at what the mind thinks or what the mind of children think when they are undergoing this procedure or when they are thinking about this procedure or if they have gone through this procedure. So those kind of problems can be. Then there is a question by Sheikh Ahmed, and so he says he's registered to NPTEL exam, are able to upload the required file for the passport size photo. So he says he could not upload it because there's some problem with the site itself, and he wants me to intervene in this. So what I'll do is, Sheikh, I'll forward your question and your query to the concerned team in PTL, and they will definitely get back to you and help you with uploading your photograph. And then I have another question by Shabazz, and the question is, I want to learn human psychology and I'm interested in psychology. Please help me learn. If you want to learn about human psychology and interested in it, two things you can do is take a basic book on psychology. If you're interested in psychology, if you're interested in cognitive psychology, take some preliminary books. These books are prescribed on the website that is maintained. So the website for human behavior and the website for this course on cognitive psychology, there are certain books which are mentioned. These are preliminary books, and in my opinion, the best books that are available for you to learn this process. So you can do that. You can start learning from the books. Beside that, you can join these courses, whether it is my course or some other online course, and start reading and watching videos where things have been, the concepts of psychology is explained. And with all these, the learning part, you can also start thinking and applying psychology in your everyday life. Once you do that, once you try to take in the theory of psychology and start putting it into practice or putting it into your everyday life, you will not only enjoy learning psychology, but you will also be connected to psychology, or you will be able to deal with psychology in a much better way. So these are all the questions that I have on the Excel sheet. Now let's turning back to the live session. We don't have a question till now on the live session. So all those people who are watching me, I request them to start asking their questions. Time is of limited amount for us. There's only limited time which is allowed. And if I don't get a question in the next 5 minutes or 4 or 5 odd minutes, I may have to terminate this session. Anyways, even if we terminate the session, if you finish the session prematurely because no questions are coming up, what you could always do is, if you want to ask questions, you can put the question into the forum and there somebody will reply for you. Or if you are one of those people who don't get satisfied with a question being answered by teaching assistants who actually do answer questions on the forum, you can write an email directly to me. Get my email from my website on IITG website, IITG home site, and the Department of Humanities. Search for my name, get my email, write a question to me. Depending on how much available time is and whatever knowledge I have about this field, well, I'll do my best effort to give you a reply as soon as possible. So these are the other two mediums in which you can ask questions. So if you're not here today, or if you are not ready with your questions today and still want to get connected and ask questions, you may do so. So in a more passive manner or in a more offline manner through email or the forum. Now, for all those people who are here, I'll wait for another couple of minutes. I'll say 3 or 4, 5 minutes at best for you to start asking questions, because this session can only develop or can move forward if you start asking questions. So if there are no questions, I believe that you have learned at least something out of it, or mostly or things out of this course, and you're satisfied with what has been provided, and you don't need at this point of time any guidance in an online manner from me. And that actually is a good thing. So if that happens, or if that is the reason why you're not asking questions, I'm perfectly happy that you understood most of it. And so but still, if you wish to ask questions, I'm here for another 5 minutes. Please go ahead, ask the questions, because you know that these things will develop, or this session can only develop if you start asking questions. The session is for question and answer. So please, if you are here, start asking your questions either through the YouTube feed that I have, or through this chat that I have, or through the Excel live Excel sheet that I have. So I'm constantly switching between these three mediums and trying to see if you have a question. So if you have a question, please start asking the question. So in the meanwhile, rather, I'll be sitting here and waiting for your questions. As I said, if you don't have questions, or if you don't have people asking questions, I will probably have to terminate this session prematurely. But don't worry, even if that happens, I've explained to you how you can get connected to me through the forum or through my email and start asking questions. So whatever questions you have, learners, students who are on the other side of this discussion, please start asking questions. So questions, feedback, suggestions, everything is welcome. So I'll wait for you to ask questions. If you have, please go ahead, ask your questions. I can start answering them. So I don't see a question on the YouTube feed, neither I see a question on the chat. I don't see a question also on the Excel sheets. How many people are watching us now? Only one. So whoever is watching, please go ahead, ask a question. I'm here for another 3 or 4 minutes. If you don't have a question after this session, prematurely for you. So this is the opportunity to ask a questions. If not, don't worry, still can ask questions. Write the question directly to me through my email, or send in a question through the forum. So remember, this is limited 1 hour that I have for answering questions. But if you don't ask questions, it's not a good thing. So continue this. So please ask questions. Students who are watching, students who are here with me, if you'd like to ask questions, please go ahead, ask your questions either through the chat box or through the Excel live sheet, or you can ask a question through this YouTube forum. So I'll wait till 4:30. If you are not asking questions, I may have to terminate this session for today. And then, since this is the last session, the only opportunity left for you is an offline question or offline method of asking question, that is through my email or to the forum. So if you have questions, please go ahead, ask your questions. Students, if you have questions, feedbacks, suggestions, go ahead, type it somewhere, either on the YouTube chat session or this chat which is running here on Microsoft Teams or on the Excel. All right, so I don't think we do have people asking questions. So what I'll do is I'll probably terminate this session for today. So I wish you all the best and all the very best for your upcoming examination from my side. And thank you for being part of this course and getting registered for this course and examination for this course. So signing off from the MOOC studio for this third and last session on live session on Introduction to Cognitive Psychology, I would say goodbye and take care. Thank you.